Hey guys, Trisha here with PrettyLosers.com, and I have my ride or die biatch up at Hurl, Nirvana Lee.
Hey guys, hey!
And we have a special guest tonight, Miss Alicia, beautiful Alicia, aka the weight loss community queen.
That's right. Don't forget it, bitches.
Don't forget your duck lips. What's up with that? What the what?
Queen of duck lips, okay? So, no, actually, Trisha, you are. You definitely are. Yeah, I gave it to Trisha.
All right, and tonight's topic is failure, weight loss failure. I'm looking kind of ratchet today, but that's okay. And we all feel this, I know. We talk about it all the time. Nirvana always says that she doesn't want to be a weight loss failure. So I guess we'll just jump on into the topic. And I'll start linking everybody, and you guys can start talking.
Okay, guys, so today we thought, the topic we were going to talk about, we're having issues with the people that we're going to be on, so we're going to try to do that one next week. So we decided we were going to do one that, is very near and dear to everybody's heart, which is weight loss failure. And I personally, if you follow my journey at all, you know that I'm having a second surgery. I'm going to be having a surgery. My tentative date is the 24th of April. So that means that, I will be having my second weight loss surgery since I started this in 2013. It's very, very hard for me. I'm not 2 years out yet, and the fact that I have to get another surgery is very scary for me. But I have this is the path that I've chosen this path. I'm willing to go down it and do what I'm supposed to and see where it's going to lead me. So, I think it's really important because, a lot of times I see so many people in all the forums. I see so many people on my feed, so many people in their videos who are in a stall and they're like, I'm a weight loss failure. Well, I don't know. It drives me crazy, and I'll tell you why. But I'm going to ask Alicia a question really quickly, and then I'll jump back to tell you my 2 cents on it. But Alicia, now you're 3 months past me in our weight loss surgery, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you feel about your weight loss and how your weight loss surgery has gone for you specifically? Like, what was your highest weight? What do you now? And what surgeries have you undergone?
So, my highest weight was 560, and day of surgery, which was June 2013, it was 512. And I lost the majority of and then today I am 370. So I lost a majority of my weight my first 6 months, and it seems like since then I've just been kind of like, up and down kind of thing. And I think we just talked about this, Nirvana, the other day, about how even, we've lost a lot of weight, but we can jump 10 pounds, like within the 10 pounds, like nothing, like nothing. And I mean, I'm really happy about my weight loss, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I complain, and I feel like I feel like a failure some days. And I know that it's really hard because people tell me, well, people look up to you, and people, and that's a really hard thing. Like, I understand that, and I'll never give up, but at the same time, I'm so not where I want to be, so not where I want to be. And I can't see that finish line, I can't see that line. And it just seems so far away.
I think it's really hard now granted, you and I have both had the RNY.
Yeah.
So both of us have had a gastric bypass. We have not had a gastric sleeve. Now, if you don't know the difference between a gastric sleeve and a gastric bypass, you know, the gastric sleeve is where they take out the majority of your stomach and leave something about the size of a Sharpie, about half the size of this is what they leave inside your for your stomach, which is just the sleeve. So half the size of this is what you're left with. It's about the size of a Sharpie and about as long as a Sharpie. So the pouch, which is what her and I were end up with, you know, I don't have an egg sitting here, but it's exactly the size of an egg, roughly about this big is what they leave your pouch to look like. The sleeve is not where you don't have anything bypassed with a sleeve. So that means that they literally just make the cut and leave it alone. With us, they took out the stomach and they rerouted it to the large intestine, and then they rerouted a large portion of our small intestine to the remaining pouch. So that is the difference between having an RNY and a gastric sleeve. So most people will lose about 70% of their weight when you have weight loss surgery, depending on which one you choose. 70% is about a good range. I've lost 196 pounds since I've had my surgery 18 months ago. I'm rounding on the 20th, 19 months ago. So that's 196 pounds. I am a weight loss surgery failure. I honestly believe and feel that I have done a lot since I stopped losing weight to sabotage my efforts. Now, you know, I do a lot of videos on here, and I do a lot of heavy videos where I talk to you about how I feel inside, but I've never actually came out and told you that I know that I'm a weight loss surgery failure. I am, because I know that I could be further down, I could be further along, but my addiction to food and my depression and the war in my head keeps me from reaching my goal. I stopped losing weight in August last year. That was my 1-year date after my RNY. I do have rapid dumping syndrome, but that's not really an excuse. It's not. I'd like to use it as an excuse, but it's not an excuse, because even with that, I could probably still be at least under 300 pounds. Had I worked really, really hard at it, I probably could have gotten at least under 300 pounds by now, and I haven't. I haven't, and it's because sugar. It's 150% sugar. That's what I crave. I want sugar. I want candy. I want a cupcake. I want chocolate. I want cheesecake. I want sugar. I want it. Like, that's all I want. Like, I would eat absolutely nothing else in life if I could just have sugar. And it sucks, because, you know, when I do go out and eat with my husband, I don't buy portions of stuff. You know, I buy good food. I buy good food for the house. But on the days that my depression and my anxiety and my panic attacks kill me, I'll pull out sugar. I'll ask for sugar. I'll go pick up some sugar, because that's what makes me feel better. And then I kick myself in the ass for doing it. And I think that's the hardest part of this journey, is no matter what I do, my addiction is always prevalent.
So how do you, I know you know, like, like what went wrong, but what would you have done differently if you could?
If I could go back, and honestly, I even know the day that I started it. If I could go back to last April, like exactly a year ago almost, if I could go back to last April, where I had moved to Vacaville and found that cupcake shop and never had even thought about eating a cupcake again, because I had not had one prior to. I had not even had one prior to. I had not tried chocolate. I had not tried any kind of sugary anything. I didn't even have sugar in my house. But I had a really, really bad day. I was crying and I was upset, and like the cupcake shop was literally across the street, so I was walking around the block and I was like, oh, a cupcake shop. Well. I don't know if I could eat a cupcake, but a little bite won't hurt me, right? And it started out with a quarter of a cupcake. It did it. It really did. It was innocent. It was a quarter of a cupcake. I could get down a few bites and it didn't hurt. And I was like, okay, just every once in a while, a little num, 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 just a little tiny bit, num, 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 it's okay. And then it went to a half a cupcake, and now it's a whole cupcake. It's an entire, I can eat the entire cupcake, and I hate myself for it.
I remember, Nirvana, I remember that time when you first, and it was the smallest piece of a cupcake, just the tiniest piece of the cupcake, and you're like, this is all I can do. And I remember that when you first did that.
Yep. And I was honest with you guys then too. Like I told you that I'd had, some cupcake, and then it escalated from there because my sugar addiction came back like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was night and day. Now, like, the craving for sugar itself is so overwhelming most days. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Like, I try to eat Splenda products to kind of compensate, but it's not the same. Like, people will tell you that it's not. Like, it wasn't like giving up smoking. I smoked for 13 years. I think about smoking, like I think about smoking after a really good meal every once in a while. I'm like, man, a cigarette would be nice. It's nothing like that for me. Sugar completely just takes over for me, and until I have something that's got sugar in it, I can't stop. I can't stop obsessing about it until I have something sweet. I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable, I'm not anything unless I have something sweet. That's how bad my addiction is.
So when you were walking that day and you saw the cupcake shop, were you, I'm just asking because I'm sure people are wondering too. Were you going through counseling at that point?
I had not started my therapy at that point because I had just moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just moved from Roseville to Vacaville. So we were just starting our life up here at the base.
Mm-hmm. So,
I had a really, really bad day. This was one of the gym incidents that I had at that apartment complex. Alicia, you'll probably remember too.
Yeah.
Where people were making fun of me for going to the gym, and that one single moment of weakness has thrown me completely off track. And no matter how many days I don't have sugar, it doesn't matter because that's all I think about. It's all I think about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I completely understand. I really do. What about you, Alicia? Like, what was that? I mean, I know you, I know you have a problem with cheesecake.
Oh gosh, here we go again, right?
The famous cheesecake story. So,
Oh,
what is, like, okay, what was that moment where, I mean, you said you feel like a failure, but, I just want you guys, you guys have lost so much weight, and I'm still where you were before you had your surgery. And yeah, I've lost, 150 pounds by myself, but I'm in a big stall, and yeah, that depression gets you, and
it's
yeah.
been I remember when I first, in the beginning, I didn't even think about sugar. Like after surgery and stuff, in my first few months, I didn't even think about sugar. My first thing was, I've always been addicted not only to sugar but to like salty stuff like chips. I've always been a chips person. And I remember the first time I was like, I just wanted a couple of chips. And I literally had like 3 or 4 chips in a bowl, and I remember taking the tiniest bites, and I would chew, 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 chew. And I was like, well, that went down okay, and that happened for a couple of, not every day for a couple of weeks, but that's what it was like in the beginning. And then I realized, okay, I can do this. Like, I can have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then a little bit of this and a little bit of that turns into a lot of this and a lot of that. And it's like, okay, then I find out that I don't dump. I don't dump. Like, I can eat sugar, and it might make my stomach feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't make me dump.
So you've never dumped?
Well, I have. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have. But, if I eat sugar, I don't get, like, deathly ill like some people do. And a lot of people say they choose, correct me if I'm wrong, Nirvana, because you're the doctor over there. I always say, if you have a question, ask Nirvana.
That's what I say too. I'm like, go ask Nirvana. I don't know.
He's full of useless and useful information. So, but a lot of people choose to have the gastric bypass because of them. They're so addicted to sugar, and they want to have that feeling of getting deathly ill if they eat sugar. And I just don't do that. Like, I don't do that, and yes, I like cheesecake, and it was something, and honestly, I'm going to say that the reason I posted that on Facebook was to prove a point, is that people always judge what other people are doing.
That's another show, another topic.
No,
That's another day.
I know, but I'm just saying, I do put myself out there, and I do, I post a lot of what I eat, and I get judged by it, and that's okay. But, these are the things that I do choose to do. And it's because I have an addiction to it. I have a food addiction. And the surgery didn't change that. The surgery changed the size of my stomach, but it didn't change the fact that I love sweets and I love salty foods. It didn't change that. And I think the only thing that I have not eaten in the 2 years, I'm 21 months out now. And I think in the 2 years that I've had, since I had my surgery, the only thing I have not eaten is rice. I have not touched rice. But that's been it, because I'm just scared to, and I'm like, which is really odd for me, because I'm Mexican, and Mexicans not eating rice is really just,
it is unnatural,
right? Thank you. But I'm like Nirvana. I deal with the sugar. The sugar is what gets me, and I try, and I'm like, I'm doing really good, and I'm not gonna touch it. But then I'm just like, maybe just a little bit, and then a little bit turns into like a giant chocolate bar or something, or like, so, or cupcakes that people bring us and hide them in different containers, stuff like that. I'm not saying nothing. I didn't say nothing.
I don't have the cupcake problem.
Hey, I
didn't. Oh, did you say it was a cupcake?
The guilty. No, I'm just joking.
I love cupcakes. So, my question also is that before you had surgery, did you honestly think that this surgery was going to fix that head part where you need that sugar, you need that salt? Did you really think that it was going to fix that?
I didn't know. Like, I didn't think, it's so hard for me, because like, I didn't really think that far. The only thing I thought was, I need this surgery because I don't want to die. I was type 2 diabetic. I could barely move. I didn't want to be social. I didn't want to go out, and I didn't want to see people. I barely wanted to talk to people online. Like, I just didn't want to die. I just didn't want to die. And that's the only thing that I thought about when I was trying to get my surgery, is that I want to live and I don't want to have diabetes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about a year or 2 years what's going to happen, if my eating was going to change. I was just like, please help me not die.
Just get this weight off. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Nirvana? Did you think that it was going to help with that obsession, or that it's an obsession, I guess,
I was really praying to God that, number one, I wasn't going to die on the table. Like, that was my biggest fear, was that I was going to never wake up again. I'd thought it a million times. Every time I had a weird chest, issue or something, I was like, I'm dying. Oh God, I'm dying. I'm dying. But
Say it. Come on, do it. Come on.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. That was pretty much every day of every moment of every part of my life before surgery. And for a long time after my surgery, because I had so many complications. But I was so praying to God that I was going to be one of those people that just got so sick. And I was, oh my God, I was for like 3 months until I got my gallbladder out, and that went all out the window. All out the, if I could chew, if it was just stones, and it wasn't blocking it and it wasn't going to rupture, if I just would have had gallstones, I would have kept them bitches. I would have been like, nope, make me sick. Nope, don't mind if I do. Nope. But it was really devastating after my gallbladder surgery to see that I had no problems eating anything. If I want rice, I could have rice. If I want bread, toast, muffins, it literally, I have no issues eating anything, and it really depresses the shit out of me. It does. It hurts me so bad to know that there's so many people out there that are like, I can't eat anything. I can't even smell a cupcake and I would fall over dead. And I'm like, no, that ain't me. That is not me. So I really was hoping and praying that this would have changed. It would force me not to be able to eat, the things that my head craved. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works. It's not. So if you have an addiction problem, weight loss surgery doesn't fix that, guys. Like, you really need to pay attention to it, because you're going to think, oh no, I'm going to lose all my weight, and then whatever drove you to get however big you got, it's still sitting there waiting for you. Months down the road, it's still hiding in the back over there, being like, hey, I've been here the whole time. How about you have that big old slice of cheesecake? Huh? Want some cheesecake? Sounds like you want some cheesecake, huh?
Again with the cheesecake, huh? You're never going to live it down.
Never. But no, and it's funny, like, what you guys don't know about the cheesecake is that I'm the one who bought the cheesecake first. Yes, I did. The little individual cheesecake rounds. How you think she thought about getting a damn cheesecake? Because I told her to. I was like, little tiny individual cheesecakes, don't mind if I do. And she was like, don't mind if I do. So she made a cheesecake. You guys gave her hell over this freaking cheesecake, and it's my fault. And I was like, ha ha, that's what you get for posting it. But it's the truth. No, don't y'all be messaging me. Nuh-uh. Don't you be messaging me about that damn cheesecake. It's already started. It's already started. Like, oh, you bitch. But no, it's true though. It was all my fault. All my fault.
It's already starting.
And Nirvana is easy cheese, okay? Okay. She knows what I'm talking about.
Someone. Okay, we have some comments. Casey S says, hello, really enjoy hanging out with you ladies. What's up, baby? And Tiffany's Journey, hey guys, watching you tonight. Hello, Tiffany. I know we're doing this on a different night, so sorry guys, but that's how we roll. But let me see what else. That's all we have so far.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see what somebody said. How dare you eat cheesecake, you whore! I know, y'all.
So another thing is, I mean, what are you gonna do to change this of your weight loss surgery failure, or
Well,
what would you?
I have done really well since the day that I posted the Nutty Buddy, the little Muddy Buddies, that's what they're called, the video on Facebook where I threw them in the thing. I haven't bought anything with sugar in it since, like
Okay.
anything. Like, I know what my problem is. Now, I'm not saying that I'm super perfect on everything else, but I haven't eaten any rice. I'm not eating any noodles. I haven't touched any bread since then either. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to and really trying, because I know I'm having surgery come up and I don't want to put up this one too. You know, this one's going to be completely different, and no, it's not an end-all be-all, and no, I know the fact that having lap band is going to be completely different for me, and that, I know that that doesn't change my head either, but I'm going to counseling twice a week, right now for therapy. I'm going for addiction therapy, and then I'm going through my PTSD therapy and stuff like that. So I have to deal with a lot of stuff that happened in my past that drives me to want to overeat, because the thinner I get, the more uncomfortable I get. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what that feels like, and I'm not saying you and Trisha, like, I'm talking about me in general. The thinner I become, the more uncomfortable in my body. The more attention I get when I leave the house, the more uncomfortable I become, and that's because I was abused.
Mm-hmm.
And my therapist tells me that, that's really, really common with women that have been abused, and I don't like that about myself. I want to go out and feel good about myself, but when I go out and get dressed,
Mm-hmm.
like that wrap dress I wore the other day, the leopard one, the entire time I was out, I felt so uncomfortable. And anybody who looked at me, I immediately slumped myself over. Like, I tried to just look as disgusting as possible. That seems weird, doesn't it?
No.
No,
But, like,
I do it.
yeah, I felt so gross. I was like, no, don't, and they would like compliment, oh, you look so good. And I was like, okay, bye. I feel so uncomfortable with, oh, you look so great. Oh, you look so beautiful. It's the more attention I get, the more I think I sabotage myself, because I'm still trying to deal with being abused.
Makes sense. It really does.
I on that, Nirvana and Trisha, I think for me, it's so weird because, being almost getting up there to almost 600 pounds, you're used to, going out in public and people looking at you be like, damn, she's huge, or oh my God, look at her, she's so fat, And now it's like I walk in and yeah, of course I'm big. I go to the store or wherever. It's like, yeah, I'm big, but I'm not this like massive person I used to be, And it's so weird for me, and it's like, in a way, now from coloring my hair, I know people are always like, the girl with the pink hair, that's what I'm known as, the girl with the pink hair. And I think for me, that was just another way to get noticed instead of being the biggest girl, I mean, not saying that I'm not still pretty big, because I am, I am still big. Don't get me wrong, I know that. But, to be known, people will walk in, they'll be like, oh, I love your hair. So, I get noticed by something else, because just being normal, just a regular person, to me, it's like, what is that? What is that? I've always been, ever since I was little, it's always like, my gosh, you're so overweight, or you're so this, or you're so
Mm-hmm.
that. So for me, losing weight and getting to be just normal is really uncomfortable for me. It sounds weird, but I don't know. That's just who I am. You know, I'm like I'm afraid to be normal.
I find myself getting really defensive. Like, um, everybody knows, my grandma passed away, and at the funeral, people were just, what are you doing? Or, what's going on with you? What are you doing? And then people asking my mom, what kind of diet is Trisha on? And I'm just like, I find myself getting really, really defensive and like, why are they asking about me? Or why are they looking at me? They never looked at me before. So what's going on? And to me, I'm like, okay, they're obviously talking bad about me because they're asking like, what diet is she on because it's not working, or what's going on with her. And um, finally, my mom yesterday, she was just like, maybe they're just asking because you look good. Maybe they're just asking because you're actually showing some improvement. And I know our topic is failure, but I hope we can all turn that around and get back to moving forward on that scale and doing better with our things and drinking our water and not eating the cupcake or the cheese or or the peanut flavored checks that Nirvana threw down the drain. Where did she go?
I don't know.
That little biatch.
No.
But yeah,
But no, Trisha, since I just want to say, since I met you, was it last year and a half ago, something like that, I have seen such a huge change in just, you used to be so quiet and so, like not really out there, not getting to talk to people, and now you're just, you've really come out of your shell, and that is just so good to see.
I think I was just afraid that people were going to say, oh, she's fat, but we're all fat. Like everybody, we're all here for the same reason. And it's like, I think I was just afraid that people were going to be like, she's fat. I don't want to touch her, but, you know, honestly, that's just how it is. It's been my whole life. You have your certain friends that you grow up with, that they stick with you, but anything out that, it's just, you have that
Yeah.
that around you, like nobody's going to want to hang out with the fat girl, or
Mhm.
nobody wants to date the fat girl or talk to the fat girl. um
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I know the past year has really been different for me, and I think before, when I wasn't serious about losing weight, I think I was afraid to fail, because um when you really say you're doing something and you're committing to it and you fail at it, it's just, I don't know. It feels like there's no turning back. But you
I
guys,
still, I still feel like, that's why I feel like, a failure, because I feel like I'm not where I should be, and stuff. And I know people always tell me, well, you didn't put the weight on overnight. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. But it's really hard. And I'm not going to lie, it's hard when you see other people who have reached their goals, and maybe they weren't as big as you are, but it's still not you, me.
mhm,
That's what I'm talking about. But, it's still hard when you see people who reach their goals and reach their weight loss goals, you
mhm,
know, by 1 year, 2 years, and you're like, gosh, I still have so far to go. And then, the doctors are telling me, well, you've done excellent and you're doing good. And I'm like, what are you looking at? I guess by a medical standpoint, yeah. I don't have diabetes. I don't have all these medical problems. I
mhm.
don't have to take tons of pills for and insulin and stuff like that. But I still look at myself and I'm like, and honestly, some days I'm like, gross, like, you have this or you have that, or I sit here and I make fun because I got like this flapping skin, and but it's like it's not pretty. And some nights I go to bed and I'm like crying, and I'm like, why can't I get a hold of this? Why can't I? What is wrong with me that I can't, like, I know what to do, but I just can't get it. I just can't get it. And it's like, honestly, it helps so much for me to talk to people like you and Nirvana over there, and just know that we're all dealing with the same things. And I don't have to, like, I honestly don't have to sit here and be like, pretend like I'm something that I'm not. Like, I can totally be who I am, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys love me just for that, and that's really hard for me to be around people, I guess, because I'm so afraid of not being loved for who I am. And it's like, with you guys, it's like I can be whoever I want. Like, I can be me, and who I am is okay. And I feel like other people look at me and like, yeah, you've done good. And then I feel like they turn around and say, God, she's just so huge still. What has she done? And it's really hard.
Well, if anybody says that to you, you just send them to me and I'll tell them to fuck off.
I know you will.
Because I don't really give two fucks about people like that. Seriously. And that's the thing, though. I know you guys sit there and think that you failed at something, but look at where you were and look at where you are today.
Yeah, I know. We
You have to
often
think of,
look at our pictures. I think that has been a really helpful thing.
mm-hmm.
I know that often, we, me and Nirvana laugh about it and stuff, but we send each other like the fattest pictures of ourselves to each other. Like, damn, look what we used to look like, And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and that really does help, like, to look back and be like,
Yeah. You have to see yourself. It's like, Michael, I was talking to Michael May one time and I was just telling him, I was like, yeah, I just don't see that weight loss, and he's like, you have to see it shown, and I sent him a picture of when I got married, and then I sent him a picture of me that day or something, and he's like, holy shit. So he did this like side by side for me, and I just like looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's wow. And that's honestly, like, I would know. I still have problems taking pictures, except for selfies, of course, because you can angle it and suck it in for 5 seconds. But I would never take pictures. And my wedding day, people took like thousands of pictures, and I have them, and I'm just like, I won't even let my husband look at them because I was so disgusting. And just seeing that person, it's like, I can't believe I let myself get to that weight.
yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's hard. It's very hard for me. I think being in a wheelchair for so long, you know, realizing what it was like for me to lose complete mobility. Like, it wasn't just that I wasn't able to get around a lot. I wasn't able to get around at all. I remember being in my best friend Janet's house for like forever. I stayed with her when I had my arm away. A lot of you know that. And I had a chair in the kitchen when I would go and make my food because I was unable to stand at all. Like, if it was 2 minutes, and she had moved my chair out of the kitchen, and I remember coming into the living room and screaming at her. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was screaming at her like, I can't stand up long enough to do anything. Why did you move the chair? And that was so sad for me. Like, to remember a point to where I literally couldn't stand for more than a moment. without my back giving out and without my legs hurting so bad. And I look back at those pictures that I see myself and the fake smile that I had on my face. Those are all lies because I wasn't happy. And then, I look at the pictures I have now and I do smile and I am much happier. But there's a big part of the person I used to be underneath that mask. She's still underneath there, just a lot quieter these days, but she's still just, she's very prevalent when I'm upset and when I'm hurting. She's like, well, you can eat whatever you want. You're not going to gain all your weight back, And parts of me are like, yeah, okay, well, I do still malabsorb stuff, so today's another day, and I will eat crap I'm not supposed to. And then the scale doesn't go down, and the scale doesn't go down, and the scale doesn't go down, and then I kick myself in the ass for it. And I secretly suffer a lot, and I don't talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it, and I don't voice it in a lot of my videos because it's very personal to me. And when you have a lot of people saying that you're an inspiration, the last thing you want to do is let them down. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to have people look up to you, and then that there's a huge possibility you have ruined your chance. There's a huge possibility that I should have been at least 30 or 40 pounds lower than what I should be now. Sorry, my IMs are blowing up. And I'm wiping my face with a sock, but I do that. Judge me.
As long as it's not Matthew's sock, shoes.
Clean shoe. Like, I got some clean socks. Judge my fat ass.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna read the comments for YouTube really quickly. Tiffany's Journey says, as a pre-opper, what do you suggest to do to not fail and eat that crap? This is my fear.
To be honest with you, be terrified. Be terrified the entire time. I'm being honest. Like, there are going to be so many moments when you're like, maybe I should just try it. I could have just, no. You can't have just a little. You can't. Because when you're addicted to food like we are, a little is never enough.
Mm-hmm. And I think that first year, like the first 6 months to a year, you really, really have to, like, take that time to work on your addictions, because especially the first few months, the cravings aren't as bad. I'm not going to say you won't have the cravings, but the cravings aren't as bad as they will get, and I think you have to, like, you have to not act like you don't know, because there's information out there. There's people who are willing to, ask a lot of questions, people who are willing to help and answer questions, and it helps to talk to people who have been where, what you're going through right now. We've all been, well, not all of us, but, we've been through pre-op. We've, the first few months, and you really need to follow the rules. Like, following the rules is so important.
So you never cheated?
The first few months, no.
On your pre-op diet, you never cheated?
Oh, I didn't have a pre-op diet.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm. They never gave me a pre-op diet. They said, don't eat before midnight or after midnight the night before surgery, and that was it.
Wow.
That was it. But I had lost about 45 pounds before my surgery, because I got off my insulin, and I decided that I was going to stop soda, and I was going to get off my insulin, and I was going to one way or another, I was gonna get off my insulin because I was tired of giving myself shots 4 times a day. I couldn't
Wow.
do it anymore. I couldn't. You know how embarrassing it is to be like, if you're sitting down with people to eat dinner or something, it's like, oh, excuse me, I gotta go, go stick myself with a needle, and it's really embarrassing, and I was like, I'm tired of this.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just, it was really important for me to do what I needed to do before surgery, but I find it a lot of people, before surgery, they're like, they do what they need to do to get there, but then afterwards, it's like, okay, well, I had it done now, I just have to sit back and let it do, but it's a tool. It's not the answer, it's not the one thing that's going to be like, okay, I'll just sit here and everything's going to magically, all my weight's going to magically disappear. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's just a tool. It's
Yeah.
just a tool. It's the glue to your mold. I thought I was gonna get all sophisticated there. She also said, Tiffany says, I totally understand about the sugar. I could eat donuts all day. I don't know about donuts, but maybe cupcakes. No, I'm kidding. And she also said the cheesecake will haunt you girls forever. Love y'all. And No Limit said hugs.
Oh.
So we had I know we didn't have as many viewers as we usually do, but it's quantity, not wait, it's quantity.
It's quality, not
Quality.
Quality, not quantity.
no. Honestly, the biggest thing that I could give anybody in my situation, you're gonna look at these people who have gotten their sleeve and have gotten their RNY and gotten their dual denal switches when they were, 300 and under. You're going to look at these people and you're going to see them get to goal, and you're going to see them get to go quick. You cannot compare yourself to these people. I cannot stress that enough, because you're going to see it. It's going to be all over Facebook. You're going to see people constantly, oh my God, I got goal. Holy shit, it's been 6 months since I had my surgery. Oh my God. And you're going to be like, what the mother bleepity bleep bleep bleepity bleep bleep bleep. And you're gonna be like, well, why am I not at goal? Because, bitch, you're fat. Like, I'm just being like, I'm being on. You know how I am.
No, she is.
You're fat. Like, you were fat. Like, you weren't just a little fat. You were fat. I was fat. I was a huge bitch. Like, I'm just throwing that out there.
Massive. Say it.
I was massive. I was quite rotund, in fact. So, as you know how I do be, because I'm always on the real with the real, in the real with you guys, I'm not going to get to goal in 6 months. I'm not going to get to goal in 2 years. I'm probably not going to get to goal maybe ever. But I am healthier. I am a lot happier. I'm more mobile, and I am still trying. And that's all that you can really count on. So if you are a larger lady, I really, really, really want you to focus on seeing others as big as you are instead of looking at the ones who are not as big as you are, because otherwise you're going to constantly be like, well, what am I not doing right? It's not that you're not doing anything right. It's the fact that we have a lot more to lose. I have 340 pounds to lose compared to somebody who only had to lose 100, 150. That's a big difference, guys.
You've already lost that.
Well, I haven't lost 340 pounds, not yet.
No, but you've already lost almost 200 pounds.
Yeah, I have.
So if you had started at 300 pounds, I mean, you would have obviously, met your goal. But I'm just saying, we can't, that's another topic, but we can't keep comparing ourselves to other people. And you are so guilty of this, Nirvana, and I am too. I don't know about Alicia over there, but we had this conversation earlier.
You know that I am. You
know,
me. you
You
know.
know, I look at people's pictures and I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least my thing's not like that thing over there. You know, we cannot do that, and it's like we got to stop it because it's not helping us.
You
It's
It's
know,
only
not.
hurting
thing
us.
that has really been helpful, especially this week for me, is that the other day I was talking to a friend of mine, and she she reminded me that I was still fat. And not in a bad way, okay? I don't want anyone to think it was in a bad way. But it's like we're really honest with each other, you know? We're really honest with each other. And it's like, why aren't you on track? Why aren't you doing this? And why are you eating that shit?
Okay,
And
that friend of yours told me the same thing. Like, what was that? 2 weeks ago, she's like, look, let me just break it down for you.
right? Yeah.
And I just kind of sat there and I listened to her, Nirvana, and you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. It's like, to me, I'm guilty. I was like sipping on this Coke that I poured. She's like, what are you drinking? Is that soda? And I was like, yeah, my stomach hurts. She's like, that's not a reason to drink it. And it's still sitting here. I didn't finish it, by the way.
Yeah, she told me that, was it a week ago too? She's like, was that just a soda that I saw? And I'm like, no. Well, my stomach. I needed it for my stomach. She's like, you did not need that for your stomach.
Yeah, she
You know?
bust she will bust your ass on it, and you know what? I thank her for that. And you need that friendship. You need that person to tell you, bitch, put that cupcake down.
Yeah. You do though. You do. You don't need. See, my whole life I've had people to coddle me and be like, it's okay. It's all right if you just have one. No, it's not. And then I
Mm-mm.
hear Nirvana in my head. No, it's not. No, it's
You
not.
still
It's not.
fat. You have not made your goal. You still fat, girl.
Right?
Those are not your legs.
And it just, I'm thankful to have friends like that who can remind you, like, bitch, you need to get your ass back on track. There's no reason why you can't get up. There's no reason why you can't have, eat what you need to eat. There's no reason why you can't get up and exercise. I mean, yeah. It's really good to have friends like that who will be completely honest with you.
Who will kick you in the vagina when you need it.
That's
I don't
right.
know who you guys are talking about, but can you tell her to message me? Because sometimes I need that too.
Pretty
She,
losers. We tell
she
it like it is.
wants a kick in her vagina too.
Yeah, I'll kick her in the vagina, but she likes it.
I do. I do. No, but seriously, guys, like that's the only thing I really want to impart on you today is that it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a long road. And those of us that got a bajillion pounds to start with, it's only harder. It's not going to be easy.
What
Nope.
about us that have a bajillion and 1 pounds to
Well,
lose?
I
then
know, because I got like a bajillion, bazillion,
get it.
gazillion.
You're not going to lose anything. You'll be fat forever. Just give up. Give up.
Eat the cupcake. So we're
Eat
gonna
it.
wrap this shit up and check out prettylosers.com. And I know you really can't see it, and I'm not standing up because I'm not wearing any pants, but I'm wearing my Pretty Loser shirt today.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
It is pretty. Thank you to you guys for having me on.
Those are my boobies too.
I love you
Thank
guys.
you for coming on and being honest and being, and helping people because this is what we do. It's what we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So check us out. We got some reviews coming up. We promised the Squatty Potty's coming. And I'm not sure what's going on for next week, but we will figure it out and let you guys know. We promise to be a little more together. So talk to you guys later. Adios.
Love your faces. Bye.
Bye.